Pike's pushed more and forward up ahead. He's got out of line. Is now Pike going to have a go at Werrell? Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still start dropping. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Moving on to the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's allowed to have fun. Yeah, it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching the Burger King machines off into the grass a little bit there as they're really bunching up now.
Does he have it? Medeiros is going to get it.
They're going to toss it. They haven't got it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still start dropping. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry! Good evening and welcome to the final round, round 6 of the SRL GR86 live from Summit Point. I'm James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by Mr. Daan Pepels this evening, who's going to be alongside me here very, very shortly. But the track itself is currently 3.219 kilometers or 2 miles, 10 turns, including turn 1, wagon bend, shoot and round the carousel up through the S's and into paddock is their last bend on the track. And what is the situation in the championship? Well, Jack John's currently leading the way on 196 with Eric Ronenberg on 182, Arthur Ferdle on 173, Dan Wareham on 171 and Mark Brown on 168. They are your top 5 currently. Realistically, there is 55 points up for grabs here, so it is all about where Thirdle is going to be able to finish with Ronenberg, and where, depending on Jack Johns gets close. If Johns can take a victory, and he has a pretty good second race with the top 15 reverse, of course, he may and probably should be able to take the championship. Okay, so that's the situation currently at the moment. Kieran Gannon in 6th, John Brown 7th, Alan McCain 8th, Derek Crowther 9th, Jono Johnson 10th, Craig Waters 11th, Fraser Garrity 12th, Chris Barnes 13th, Dan Mould all the way down in 14th place with Ryan Dudley there on 106 points. Alan Brown in 16th, David Smith 17th, Jason Morris is down in 18th place. Eugene Webber in 19th, Daniel Lewis 20th, Alexander Longo in 21st, Jamie Dengle 22nd, Stuart Gibbons 23rd, VJ Rayner down in 24th, Roger Morton 25th, Callum Milam 26th, Elliot James 27th, and Richard Flutie is 28th. Anthony Myatt, James Bostock and Carl Fleet round out 28, 29 and 30 there as well. Phil across the pond, welcome in, hope you are well. Star 17 gamer, VJ as well, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you're all having a wonderful evening and are going to sit back and enjoy the racing. VJ, we're going to see you here, you are out on track, I'm expecting some great things. If you get on pole, young man, you've got to sort it out this time round, though. No. What happened last time there as well? We all saw it. So, you know, let's keep it on track, VJ, this time around. But you've heard me talk a lot. And now it's time to bring Dan into the booth. Good evening, Mr. People, sir. How are you?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, James. Yeah, it's great to be back for the SRL GR86. It's been a while. Hockenheim feels like a month back at least. No, it's good to be back. The drivers have now gone into qualifying. What I said earlier, though, James, to you in the green room was that Jack Johnson
Jack Johns
or Jono Johnson.
Jono Johnson, there you go.
Yeah, Jono Johnson technically still was able to win the championship. Now, crazy things have to happen for that, but with the fact that we've only got 22 drivers, that means that if by any chance Jack Johns does retire or whatever and he gets back on track and just finishes the race, he will at least get 4 points. That means that Jono Johnson is out of the running if Jack Johns just finishes every race. But technically we do have to include Jono Johnson as a championship contender, and it's crazy to have so many drivers at the last round still fighting for the championship. Just tells you how well it's set up.
Yeah, but you have got it's a long shot. It's like doing the 200 to 1 in the Grand National. He's only got 3 legs and no tail, and is running with a blind jockey. You know what I mean? There's a lot that's got to happen for Jono Johnson to get near that standings. You know what I mean? I think realistically, I think we can sit here and say it's between Eric Ronenberg, Jack Johns and Arthur Thirdle. Maybe Dan Wareham. But for Jono Johnson down in 10th, there needs to be some flat-out miracle that Jack Johns does not finish either race, and he and everybody in front of him doesn't finish either race either. And then he just might, win the championship. But, as we say, it is a long way to go. Don't forget, guys, as well, if you are here for the first time, subscribe, turn on the bells, give the video a big old thumbs up, because that would be absolutely amazing. We've still got a lot of racing coming up for you tomorrow. We've got the VWC Historic and the Simpletons for Sim Racing, the Sim Racing for Simpletons League as well. We have 3 with Biggles and Zach. And then on Sunday, we've got the P-Cup with myself and Alex Goldschmidt, Radical Sim Racing with Dan and Stephen Carambellis, IGP with myself and Ewan O'Leary, and then the Tianzo GR86 with Biggles and Callum Milam. And then after that, we've got the Radical Sim Racing Americas. And then after that, well, I'm in holiday. So after that, it's all set up on the YouTube, so you can have a look and see where we are and what's going to be happening and who's going to be casting, because I am going to be leaving on a jet plane on Monday. However, I am not happy.
Private jet.
Private jet, I wish. However, I'm not too happy at the moment due to the fact that the weather where I'm going for next week is supposed to be raining. So it's not looking too clever at the moment. I'm hoping that it doesn't rain and that we can actually get some sun, because I don't really want to go away and then find out that it's just tipping down with rain every day.
And still have English weather, yes.
Especially, what's worse, especially the UK is supposed to be having a heat wave next week. So that sucks.
Well, yeah. Oh well, you know, you can never plan it like 3 months in advance for that. So yeah, a bit unlucky. But let's hope the weather turns and it's beautiful weather to wherever you're going. Jonah Johnson has gone to the top, a 119.582. So he's working on it though. He's working on it. I still believe.
You may believe, Dan, but it's a very big long shot. I've got to be honest. I'm not sitting here saying that Jono might not have a chance. I'm sitting here saying that Jono is literally the three-legged horse race.
Yes.
In the Grand National, because it's going to be very tough for him to win this championship. So stay tuned. We'll see how it turned out and see what happens. Within the first race, 2 20-minute heats, top 15 reverse, all to play for still. So we'll have to see how he gets on here. But Arthur Ferdal is topping the sheets at the moment on a 119.323. Jono Johnson 119.582. Then we've got Mark Brown, Dan Wareham, Jack Johns, Ryan Dudley and Eric Ronenberg. So the other two main protagonists are 5th and 7th at the moment. So it's definitely going to be a close one. But I reckon Jack Johns should theoretically take it.
Well, let's say it's difficult for anyone else to take it because with the lead that he's got in the championship. However, it's not impossible. And with the crazy things that we have seen happen this season before, of course, Arthur Thurtle comes off a double, the only double so far this season from anyone, with Arthur Thurtle winning both races at Hockenheim. So crazy things can happen, you know, and the lead that he has, I think 14 points it is, it's not a, you know, it's not a whole lot. So it's still, the possibility is still big that he can lose it. So he still needs to be performing well.
Yeah, definitely there as well. On board with VJ Rayner. Of course, last time out in Hockenheim, VJ was on pole for race 2. And then, unfortunately, well, didn't go too well for VJ, should we say.
Listen to James's tips, and James's tips brought him right down the order. Let's put it like that.
He didn't listen to me. He did it on his own, and then I think he ended up on his roof, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did.
He ended up on his roof in Hockenheim. So it didn't go too well for VJ, but we're hoping for better things from him here, as he's currently sitting in 12th place on a 120.084. Now, I do love this track. What people are not going to love is where we're at currently at the moment. Plunging down the hill, coming into a hairpin, and you've got to brake as soon as you go around the corner to get the car stopped. And then you want to try and tighten up that inside line. That alone, I think, is where the problem's going to lie. We've got Turtle's got improving even more on a 119 there as well, 119.17. He's done his 3 laps. Mark Brown's just coming round to the end of his currently at the moment. He's gone across the line very, very shortly as well. It was because Dan arranged the hit, says Phil. Possibly, Phil, possibly. Ryan Dudley has done his, and VJ is coming around to do his, and Alan Brown has got about 0.2 of a racetrack left as well. He's got my channel icon on his bumper, says Stargate. Has he? Okay, I'll take your word for that one. Couldn't really get close enough there, but hopefully he has, and should be a blinding one as well. So, you know, should be a good one here. I think with 22 cars on track, tough for some. Here, Dan, I think could be tricky.
Yeah, and especially how this track and the layout is. Going down into turn 3 is going to be the main action point, I think, for off tracks. Because you can run through there side by side, however, it does require a lot of respect from both drivers, the driver on the inside and the outside, to get through there without one of the drivers ending up in the gravel on the exit. Now, it's no big deal if you do, because you can just straight line it. However, you will lose out to that position. So being on the outside there is really putting yourself on the penalty spot. So, yeah, you have to watch out if you are brave enough to go to the outside there, because the road very quickly ends there.
Yeah, it does. It narrows incredibly in Wagon, and they've got to basically, if that inside man doesn't completely tighten up that corner, he's drifting out. His natural line will take him out that way anyway, and he will end up giving you a little bit of a side nudge off of the track there. So, yeah, if you go side by side there, one of you is going to end off. It's just plain and simple, really. That's pretty much how it's going to work. Alexander Longo is still driving around here as well. Did his 3 laps, and Dan Wareham, they both finished. They're just trying to get in the last minute of practice here. We've got 1:31 on the clock. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you are all well and having a fabulous evening. Callum Milan, welcome in. Thank you so much there, bud. Why aren't you on track anyway, Mr. Milan?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he hasn't said a lap time yet, so I'm quite, yeah. He is in YouTube chat, however, so...
I'm guessing he's not going to be making it, I don't think, but I'll be very surprised. Don't forget, guys, as well, if you want to get yourself involved in the next Big Dreams Little Voices event, that is on live sign-ups now. The link to the JPB Discord is down in the description below. £15 entry, 6 hours at Watkins Glen. We've got a target of £2,000 this time to try and raise for charity. So if you want to get yourself involved, GT3s and TCRs, come along, join the Discord, get a role for the BDLV, and you'll see all the details there as well. So get yourself involved with that one. It'll be absolutely amazing. And if you haven't seen the last broadcast, just search Big Dreams Little Voices in YouTube, actually. It comes up first. And you can watch the children in the booth. Some got to commentate on their parents, which was so funny. Young Abby Morton on Roger Morton there. As Roger went off, we asked Abby, what advice would you give to Dad? She turned around and said, well, Dad, I think you've got to keep it on the track next time. So... unbelievable. So there we go. So if you want to get yourself involved in that, don't forget there's still spaces left in the GT4 League as well. Not many, mind you, and there is only, I think, 2 left in the Clio. So we're currently on 38 sign-ups for the Clio, and I think we're on about 36 or 35 for the GT4s. So there we go. But the grid is going to be up now. Arthur Ferdle is on pole. Jono Johnson second. Dan Wareham third. Mark Brown fourth. Jack Johns fifth. Dan Mould sixth. Eric Ronenberg seventh. Ryan Dudley eighth. Alan McCain ninth. Derek Carver in 10th. Kieran Gannon 11th, with David Smith down in 12th there. Beyond that, VJ Rayner, Fraser Garrity, Craig Walters, Christopher Barnes, John Brown and Stuart Gibbons are 17th and 18th, Alexander Longo 19th, Jamie Dengle 20th, Alan Brown 21st, and I think Callum's not going to take the grid, but he is registered in the session as 22nd place. So there you go, guys. If you want to get yourself involved, you can, and come along and join us for the Big Dreams Little Voices, because that would be absolutely amazing. June the 11th, session opens at 1 p.m, quali opens we are opening quali at 2 p.m. The race will start at 2:30 and will run for 6 hours. So get yourself involved and raise some money for charity as well. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Wow, someone just flew off the track. Purple card, nice one. Yeah, Dan Wareham taking a trip there over the humps of Summit Point. As you go around the start-finish line, if you head directly to the right, you will see some nice little tasty little humps that you are able to jump. But we are on the pace car lap. They are coming just round Wagon. For the leader, though, Arthur Ferdle, that pace car is going to nip in quite early. He's gone already. The pace car is in, and I think Ferdle was made to jump.
I'm surprised everyone with that.
Yeah, he's gone already. Ferdle has jumped, and he's away here as well for race 1 at Summit Point, and it is Arthur Ferdle, Jono Johnson, Mark Brown, Dan Wareham, Dan Mould, Jack Johns, all in a line currently there as well. Dan Wareham's on the little bit of the defensive, not massively, as he's coming into turn 1. Kieran Gannon further back as well. The only mover on track is VJ Rayner. He's up 1 place with Chris Barnes 1, Stuart Gibbons 2, and Jamie Dengle is up 3 there. Shot past the cars at the beginning, but, oh, okay, maybe he hasn't. He's just gone round in a circle as Mr. Dengle, unfortunately down in tunnel. Yeah, and also Craig Walters is another man that's taken an off track, and unfortunately he's gone round there as well. But so far, not a bad start. Just Jamie Dengle and Craig Walters off the track.
Not at all. Archer Thurtle, though, surprised everyone by going that quickly. I don't think anyone expected it. Jono Johnson definitely did. He had about 2-3 car lengths coming on to the start-finish straight already. And that's quite a nice lead to have if you're Archer Thurtle already. That's about 4 or 5 tenths at least that you don't have to work hard for at the ends of the straight. However, Jono Jones did gain some back, courtesy of that slipstream. Mark Brown, however, is trying hard to follow. Dan Wareham is the driver he has behind him. pushing hard in his rearview mirror.
Definitely is at the moment. Dan Mould there trying to chase down Dan Ware and Jack Johns and Aaron Ronenberg. Don't forget, these are the two protagonists in the championship as well, along with Arthur Ferdal. They're currently sitting in first and second place. Ronenberg does need to clear Johns and put some points difference between him if he can. It's not going to be easy, Dan, for Eric Ronenberg, partly because he's got Ryan Dudley pushing him along as well. Here is this side-by-side we were talking about going down into Wagon there as well. Johns is under attack currently. At this moment he's trying to go through on Mould. Mould lets him go through there. Ronenberg didn't make it through this time around, but they are currently sitting in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here as well. And it is now Johns with Dudley, Ronenberg with Dudley, sorry. Dudley's on the outside. Is he going to try the outside line here? Into the carousel he's going to have the inside line. Excellent move from Dudley there, Dan.
Yeah, well, great move. However, up front of that, it is Dan Mould and Jack Johnson going at it to the 80 of Dan Mould behind the 2 of Jack Johns. Gap between those two, half a second, and then we have Jack Johns in the back of Warren 2.
Yeah, Ferdal still out in front, coming around the final corner with Jono Johnson as well, with Dan Wareham behind in third place. It is then we've got a 2-second gap back to Johns, who's got Mould. We're going to try and slip up the inside. He is. Johns doesn't really have much to defend, neither did Ronenberg over Dudley. Dudley is on the right, Ronenberg in the pink on the left-hand side. Both of them look like they're going to be able to get through. Dan Mould is through, Ronenberg's through as well. So now it's Ronenberg and Johns once more here, Dan, and they're fighting again in position. It needs Ronenberg has got to get past Johns without a shadow of a doubt here.
This is an amazing group, however, this is the part we said coming down into Wagon Bend. And he's got to keep it to that inside. The outside, however, taken for Dudley. And 17 of Eric Ronenberg still under pressure. I thought that Dudley was going to lose a bit more speed going through the gravel there, but as you can see, you can easily just straight line it and not lose too much speed through the gravel there. So it's not the end of the day if you do go out there. However, it is not advised to do it because, well, at the end of the day, it's not the racetrack, is it?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not. You want to kind of try and keep it on the black stuff or the grey stuff, whatever you want to call it. And unfortunately, either or, they're going to have to see how they go. Kieran Gannon fighting away with Dec Crowther, currently down in 9th and 10th place at the moment here as well. And these guys are scrapping further down the order down.
Oh, we're crashing! That is Gannon and Crowther. And, well, who really was at fault? It looked like Crowther was already gone before Kieran Gannon could absolutely do anything about that. Was there contact involved in it in the initial spin, however? That is what I'm questioning.
Yeah, I don't think, I've got a funny feeling by the looks of it there, Dec Crowther may have gone off all on his own. We'll have a look now. No, there was a little bit of contact and a second bite at it as well from Gannon. So Gannon and Crowther there as well. Crowther assisted going off from Gannon. And unfortunately for him, he's now dropped all the way down the order. Gannon's in 13th there. Crowther is, well, he's currently down in 16th at this moment in time here once more. But it is Mark Brown, Fraser Garrity, David Smith and Alan McCain. And then into the next pocket of gaps we go with Ronenberg, Dudley and Johns. Dudley's got back through once more, and then we've got Wareham, Johnson and Thurdle up at the order. So it's all getting very, very close here. 2 pockets of battle. Well, they've got 3 real main pockets of battles here, Dan.
The issue is, if you're in a, well, in as close as a battle of this one, is that the third driver in line usually can't really do a lot because the driver ahead of him has slipstream, and the driver ahead of that has slipstream too, and it goes on. And it's kind of like you see in Formula 1. I think we had it yesterday during the Radicals too, where you just see these battles form, but you can't really do anything because it's quite static. Ronenberg, however, has just been passed by Dudley at absolutely 2.5, and he can't get the car stopped in time. Ronenberg and McCain both get past again.
Yeah, I mean, Dave was Ronenberg trying to go around the outside of Dudley. These are going to be side by side in through Wagon. This is where the contact we've talked about before. They make it through cleanly. Mould manages to stay in front of Johns at this moment in time. But all in all, this is what Jack Johns sees going down in to the turn 5 left-hander before they go into the carousel. Round they go. and then it's going to be full throttle in. These cars running it all the way around, staying as tight as you can. Now letting it drift a little bit to the left. Now once more off round to the right. No dab of the brakes. You need to be under full throttle. Then you're going to be lifting, going round paddock. The final time you're going to lift and let it point straight, and then you're going to get on the gas. And it is Arthur Ferdal, Jono Johnson in front as well. That gap is now down 2 tenths. There's Arthur Ferdal. That is what Jono Johnson sees currently, and this is what Dan Wareham sees. It is one car after another going down into turn 1. Ferdal's on the defensive. We know that because of the position of where Johnson and Wareham have put their car going round turn 1. And he's going, oh, Johnson. Not this time, Dan. He went in a little bit hot.
Yeah, a bit too deep. However, Wareham still in with a good shot at this. Johnson, where's he going to go? Where's he going to put his car? He's going to stay behind Arthur. It's maybe the good choice because Archer goes a bit wide and you can see the speed he loses. I don't think Johnson, however, is crazy enough to put it alongside him going down on the 4, because that corner is difficult enough going through it on your own, and doing it side by side is even worse. Behind that, though, I think McCain has been overtaken by Dudley.
Yeah,
here we go, Dudley has overtaken him.
Ronenberg just got 2 places here. He not only got Jack Johns, but he also got Dan Mould as well. Oh, there's contact there from them, and Ronenberg gets the run. They're almost in 3 wide. He goes past Johns, and then he clears Mould on this run down into Wagon. And he comes round the outside here from Ronenberg. Round Wagon he goes. Oh, the space was given by Mould, and that is it. Ronenberg does manage to make it through and got 2 places there as well. Johnson has still got Wareham tucked up right behind him at the moment, and Ronenberg is leading a pack of Mould, Johns, Dudley, McCain, and then we go 3 seconds back from that where we've got David Smith and Brown fighting away as well. So these trio of battles here on track as we've got about 11 minutes remaining. Smith here, car 118 on the defence from Brown, car 43. Brown trying to go around the outside of turn 1. I don't believe he's going to be able to get it. He might be able to get that run up through turn 3. They're going to be side by side into Wagon. They go, the left-hander, and it is going to be Brown through. Slight, well, that could have been a lot worse there for Brown. Garrity's now got the run on Smith. Is he going to be able to make this through as well? Currently at the moment, Garrity can't do it this time around, but Arthur Ferdal still under attack from Johnson here, Dan, as they've got 11 minutes on the clock.
Smith kind of had to pull back in line with Brown ahead of him, and that gave Garrity a good shot at having a run at him, coming out of 3, Wagon bending into 4. And, good awareness, though, from Garrity, however, to see that was going to end up with him being in the gravel and to cut back in line just in time. That's good awareness, especially going down into that corner.
Yeah, it definitely is there as well. Vijay Rayner currently sitting down in 15th. He's got about a 1.3 second gap to the car in front, and he's got about 2.5 seconds back, so he's kind of in that no man's land of driving. Mould is just about to try and having a go at Ronenberg on the inside. Johns is going to move through. Dudley's trying to go around the outside. Here, Ryan Dudley with Alan McCain sitting back. They're in 2 by 2. 2 lines of 2. We've got Ronenberg, Mould, Dudley and Johns. Johns slips in behind Dudley. Dudley makes that move now. Johns is under attack from McCain. Dudley's on the inside line. Mould's going to lose 2 positions, I think. Is he going to be able to get the run out of Wagon? There's going to be contact. Him and Dudley make contact. Johns has gone through. Johns has managed to hold on. Can he now get past down Mould, or is there going to be contact coming down into what is technically turn 5? No contact doing as they're coming into the carousel here as well, but that could have been a natural disaster for Dudley and Dan Mould.
This is crazy fighting here from P4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. McCain, Dudley, Johnson, Mould and Ronenberg. Absolutely crazy, but you can see the gap that they've allowed to the top 3. Turtle, Johnson and Wareham have about a 6.4 second gap to these guys. Here they are, the top 3. In a league of their own at the moment, of course, due to the fighting that has been going on behind them. They themselves, however, have been a bit more stationary in their positions, maybe just happy to stay where they are.
Yeah, well, they've still got 9 minutes before they make the move, so at the end of the day, no, Johnson. That's going to allow Ferdal to open up about an 8, 9, maybe even 10 gap here. And Johnson got all out of shape, held up Wareham. Both of them lost a chunk of time to Arthur Ferdal. And once more, Ronenberg is still leading away with Mould behind him and Johns. And then we've got Dudley, and then we've got McCain, and then further back, Chris Barnes, Kieran Gunning running side by side. Barnes on the left for the Triple P Racing, of course, and then Gannon on at the outside. Barnes has just made that through and is now up into 12th place. Dave Smith has got Fraser Garrity behind him with Mark Brown in front of him this time, and not John Brown. John is unfortunately down in 14th place. There he is, all on his own currently at the moment. As we can see the battle in front of Chris Barnes there. Fraser Garrity's made a mistake. He's gone off track. That's lost him 2 places to Barnes and Gannon. He's trying to come around the outside. Yeah, he's not going to make that. No way in a month for Sundays. He might get him on the run out, but he definitely ain't going to get him down there. He might get down into turn 1, as might Ronenberg be got by Mould here.
Well, where is Mould going to go? The inside he's chosen for it. And I think he's going to complete half of his move before they get to the braking zone already. Now braking at about the 2-3 cones. And it is Dan Mould who gets past Ronenberg side by side behind. And I think one of the cars is off. And that is Johns, who's just gone off the track. Jack Johns, the championship leader, has gone off the track. He's down in P10, James.
He's now lost it there, unfortunately, for Johns. They're going to have a quick look and see what happened. As that
this
is
big for the championship.
Yeah, that's Ryan Dudley behind him. Dudley's going to take a dive, I think. Down into turn 1. Ronenberg's on the brakes. Dudley's got in hot. Contact with Johns. Johns has gone round. So it was Dudley making that move down on the inside. But Johns now has got this battle of Barnes, Gannon and Garrity behind him. And then up front, we've still got Ferdle, Johnson, Wareham, and then Mould and Ronenberg. Ronenberg again trying to battle back here. He's not going to be able to make this turn on the run down into paddock. I think it's going to be turn 1 that again he'll get that move done.
Will he get that move done? That's the question, because it was not an easy move to make for Dan Mould. He did have to outbrake him with the slipstream effect in these cars. It's quite severe. However, these two have started fighting now. And once again, Ronenberg back down to P5. However, Ronenberg could do some great work for the championship here in this race. He could get about 5-6 points if he looks what he's doing. And Ronenberg, oh no, excuse me, that's Dudley who's just on McCain behind him.
But Garrett and Gannon still battling it out. McCain has cleared Dudley. And look at this little battle here with Gannon, Garrity, Barnes, and then behind that is John Brown. Barnes on the left-hand side, Garrity on the right, going through. Go, Barnesy! Bye-bye, sir.
There is some room to run off there before you hit the wall, and he found that runoff. Needed all of it, though. I don't think there was much space left before he would have hit the barrier. But that has lost him a handful of positions. This is the top 3 still. Ferdle, Johnson, and Wareham. Now these 3, James, we can fairly say are smart enough to know that not fighting at this stage is going to get them further than starting to fight and lose time to the guys behind. However, if you're Wareham, you want to try and get a move on, because being in 3rd at this point won't be a nice feeling, and it's going to do exactly that, and maybe around the outside of both Wareham or Johnson and Thurdle. However, it's going to be a struggle to get Johnson now the inside for Wagon Bend. And that should be the right side to be, James.
It depends on how brave Johnson wants to do around the outside. He's going to be able to hold him. I think they're going to be side by side down now in through the chute, which is this left-hander, and then coming down into the next hairpin. And it is Johnson trying to run down the outside of Wareham. Wareham's going to hold him. He can take his nose and shut the door on him. There we go. Wareham did close the door on Jono Johnson, and Johnson could not get through, but that's given Ferdle again about a 6/10 gap. Mould and Ronenberg are still fighting it out here. They've been backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards, and Johns is down in 10th currently, and Dengle is also having a nice little tidy battle all the way down in 20th with Stuart Gibbons. So Jamie Dengle found someone to fight after his first lap spin, of course, into turn 1. and is now fighting with Stuart Gibbons. But it is looking like McCain and Dudley are also one of your closest battles on track, with Johnson and Wareham further up. I think Johnson is side by side, looking up the inside line. Wareham's going to leave the door wide open. Johnson's just about to come through. He manages to get through round turn 1. Can he hang it out? Round 2 they go. It's going to be Wareham. Dan, he just didn't have the exit speed.
That was great driving from Wareham, and he knew that if he just taken his normal line through there, however, that normal line was taken on the inside by Johnson, but if he just took his normal line, just allowed Johnson to run, he would have the better exit, and Johnson had no chance of sticking that up the inside and carrying it around the outside of Wagon Bend. However, we've been talking about Ronenberg so much. Arthur Thurtle is going to close the gap up for himself to about 13 points if it stays this way, 14 excuse me, because Johns has just got past Smith.
Yeah, Johns is in 9th. It's going to be mid-pack for the reverse, though. That's going to be held currently by Crowther. Crowther will be on pole for the reverse. Johnson, I think, here is looking to make that move over Wareham. I wouldn't put yourself offline there. I've got to be honest. I would not remotely put that car in the wrong place. I'd be looking for as much exit speed out of this last corner and getting him on the run down into turn 1. And doing that, he's put himself offline that much. I don't actually believe he's going to be close enough here. Wareham is on the defense. He's already hugging that inside line. He's moved over now to take his line. Ronenberg and Mould, you can see literally one coming down into turn 1. Ronenberg's got the inside line open there as well. He can make it if he really wants to. Doesn't. What about Dudley? He's going to make the move over McCain. And Dudley has gone through. There is Jack Johns, your championship leader, down in 9th. Fraser Garrett is trying to go around the outside here of Kieran Gannon. Gannon manages to hold it down into turn 1 and gets away there as well. Garrett, if you dip a wheel on that left-hand side there, son, of the grass, you are going to be round. But McCain hanging on from Dudley, and Mould hanging on from Ronenberg, literally only just there.
Well, Dan Mould has a man behind him who wants to make sure that he at least keeps his car safe where he is, because he's going to gain points in the championship. That points gap before they went into this race was about 14 points. With the points system that we run here, it means that points gap will close all the way down to about 10 points. However, if he can go past Mould, that gap will close to about 9 points. He will still need to win, I think, race number 2 to be remotely in with a chance at winning this championship, because it'll also mean that Jones is further up the grid for that second race. So nothing is done until Fat Lady sings, as we used to say. And this is Dan Wareham being overtaken by Johnson. However, Johnson a bit deep, missing the apex. Maybe intentionally, though, James.
Yeah, maybe there as well. He's trying to put him off going into 1. He's not going to be able to hold him. If there's contact out of Wagon, it's going to be from Wareham. He manages to... Whoa, that was close. Wareham took evasive action. Johnny Johnson is through. Ronenberg and Mould still going at it. Ronenberg did clear Mould this time around. And Alan McCain and Ryan Dudley still fighting with John Barron and Fraser Garrity. Garrity's looking up the inside of Kieran Gannon here. He's taking the shorter route. Is he going to be through? He's not got through this time. What about Alan Brown and Chris Barnes? They're still side by side further down for 16th and 17th place. And Barnes is on the left-hand side. Here, Brown's on the right. Both respectfully given room there. Barnes gave him a lot of room, mind you. I'd like to point that out. As we're coming now, is Arthur Thurtle going to get over the line within the next 10 seconds? I don't even think Barney's going to be able to work this one out here. Is he going to be a wave in the whites? It's the white. We're on the white there, just literally about 2 seconds away from being it checkered there as well. But it is the white flag, and it is Arthur Thurtle out in front. Johnson and Wareham still battling away. Wareham trying to go around the outside. Not an ideal optimal line, I've got to be honest. Mould's trying to go around the outside of Ronenberg. You're not going to get it done there this time either. Dudley is trying to go around the outside of Alan McCain. There's a lot of outside movers, or trying attempts, should we say.
Oh, and it's worked this time round.
Well, I don't know if it worked there. I'm not entirely sure that would have been the most easiest way to overtake Alan McCain, to be honest. But I think McCain was on his way round on his own there before Dudley just helped him off. Johnson and Wareham. Oh, that did flash for a minute. I thought there was almost contact. Johnson's on the right, managing to hold it on the inside round the carousel here, Dan. Is Wareham going to be able to get back? He's not. It's going to be a straight run to the line from them guys.
I don't think that Wareham has a chance to try and get back at Johnson in the next part of the racetrack. However, Thurles done everything he needed to do and is going to win this race with about a 3-second gap.
Yeah, Arthur Ferdle out in front at the moment. And then who's it going to be? Is it going to be Johnson? I think it is. Jono Johnson. And then Wareham. But what's happening behind with Ronenberg? Ronenberg is going to get 4th place there, Dan. I hope you've got the maths underway here. And we'll be able to fill us in with the scores. Jack Johns all the way down in 8th. Unfortunately for him.
The gap has come down to 10 points between those two.
Between
Ronenberg and Jack Johns.
There we go. Barnsley manages to hold on. McCain is trying to take your money outside. I think McCain's going to have this over Barnsley. Barnsley got done on the last corner. And unfortunately for him, Alan McCain did this. Oh, was it an off-track move?
I would say he kept at least half of his car on the track, so I would say that's an on-track move.
I don't know. Sometimes best not for me not to comment. Because I normally end up getting myself in trouble. But here are the results from Heat 1. Arthur Ferdle is your winner with Jono Johnson. It's normally James, please come to the steward's room. So normally I'm in trouble. Dan Wareham in 3rd, Eric Ronenberg 4th, Dan Mole 5th, Mark Brown 6th, Ryan Dudley in 7th, Jack Johns down in 8th place for Jack. David Smith in 9th, Kieran Gannon 10th, Fraser Garrity 11th, John Brown 12th, Deck Crowther 13th, BJ Rayner 14th, Alan McCain 15th, Chris Barnes 16th, Alan Brown 17th, and Craig Walters in 18th. Stuart Gibbons 19th, Jamie Dengle 20th, Alexander Longo and Callum Milam didn't obviously finish, didn't actually take the start at all there as well. So we've got a brief little time for the warm-up as we've got 4 minutes on the clock. I wonder if I can get a chat with Mr. Arthur Ferdle. Where are you, Arthur? Right, I'm going to pull him in mid-conversation. He probably doesn't even know he's here now. Well, he probably does now. But good evening, Mr. Ferdle, sir. How are you?
Oh, hi, James. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. I'm very well. Okay, stage 1 of your evening done. Take the win.
Yep. Yeah, stage 1. But I don't know. I don't know if it's even possible for me to win or not. I don't know. Well, but it's going to be close.
I'll tell you what. Let's bring Dan in. Dan, have you got the scores on the doors currently at the moment?
I have got the scores on the doors at the moment with 25 points for Arthur. That means that he moves up to 198, and with I think it was Jack Johnson in 8th.
Johns.
That means that he. Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm creating Loftchilds here again. Anyways, the gap has come down to about 15 points for Arthur. So that means with the point system that we have in the feature race, that if Arthur wins, Jack needs to finish lower than 6th.
Oh, that's going to be. Yeah, I don't know. It's possible, but I don't know if I'll be able to win. And plus, Jack's starting quite a lot further up the front than me. And Jack just needs to be sensible. He just doesn't need to battle with anyone. He can just stay where he starts almost, and just sort of, don't need to do anything risky until I'm right up behind him.
I guess you could argue that.
He's only 7 places in front, isn't he? Johns is in 8th.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But I know Jack, that will not come into Jack's thought process. Jack's going to be all out wanting to win. That's it.
Well, you better get on it then, son.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. I'll try my best.
Yeah, because, you got Ronenberg there as well. You got to get clear Ronenberg first and then get on to Johns and then go and take the win. Easy stuff. What are you moaning for?
Yeah, easy.
You did that with your eyes
I didn't
shut.
have a chance to prepare my sounds for this interview, did I, either?
No, I grabbed hold of you before you decided to come in and soundboard the hell out of me. But, I reckon you got an opportunity here, mate. Go for it. Just full bean it, send it, and get it done.
That's the plan.
Good job. Right. I look forward to chatting to you at the end. Hopefully, you never know, as the winner.
You never know.
Rely on everybody.
Speak to you later on.
Yeah, bribe everyone else. See what they can do for you.
Yeah, that's it. Tenner each.
All right, mate.
Nah, there's not even a trophy. It's not worth it, is it?
Oh no, not like some other league though. Did you get a third place trophy if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, I've got a third place trophy coming in the post.
Well, there you go. You better get on in the GT4s, mate, and get a first place one.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't want another third, that's for sure.
No. I've got some aliens though, mate. Got some aliens.
Yeah, you keep saying it, making me nervous.
Oh, well, you wait until the sign-ups, till the sheet gets announced, and you'll see where you're at.
Cool.
Looking forward to it. Take care, bud.
I better jump back in with the others, hadn't I?
Well, you've only got about 48 seconds of warm-up, really. So, you know, let's be real. Nobody's out on track. Take care, mate. I'll catch you later.
Speak to you a bit. Bye.
Bye. There we go, having a pleasant conversation with Arthur Ferdle there. We could have just sat here and talked for the whole... Well, I think practically we did talk for the whole entire time. So, Star there as well. Sorry, Star, just seen your message. Is it a commentator's dream to say phrases like, round the outside, fresh set of boots, and he shut the door on? Well, they're a part of our repertoire, I'm not going to lie. But then everything else that we come up with is just completely off the cuff. Like if we were at Snetterton and he went deep into the bomb hole. You know, there's a lot of other things that we could come up with there, Star. So be careful of what that. It's going to be interesting next year as well in the Clio Cup, because there's a corner at Virginia International Raceway, Turn 1. I won't tell you what it is, but if you've got iRacing, you can go and have a look at the track layout and see what Turn 1 is called at Virginia International Raceway South, I believe it is. That's what the circuit we're doing. So you can have a look at that and, well, yeah, make yourself chuckle, because I certainly did when I read it as well. Alan McCain in first place, VJ Rayner in second, Deck Cramer third, John Brown fourth, Fraser Garrity fifth, Kieran Gannon sixth, Dave Smith seventh, Jack Johns in eighth, Dudley ninth, Mark Brown 10th, Ronenberg down in 12th with Dan Mould in 11th place. And then beside that, Dan Ware on 13th, Jono Johnson 14th, Arthur Ferdle 15th, Chris Barnes 16th, Alan Brown 17th, Craig Waters 18th, Stuart Gibbons 19th, Jamie Dengle 20th, Alexander Longo 21st, and that's it. I don't believe Callum is going to take to the track. So there we go. Right, once again, we're in for... Well, it's going to be an epic scrap here. Johns has just got to basically try and finish ahead of Ferdle and Ronenberg.
Sounds easier than it actually is, because we saw that he wanted to try and stay out of all the trouble, but it didn't quite happen in race 1, did it?
No.
He's done the same. McCain has done the same. He's gone early again.
Yeah, Alan McCain is underway here as well. VJ Rayner in second place. How long can VJ stay there for? Come on, sir, get your boots on, show us your skills from VJ, and hopefully you'll be able to stay in second place. McCain has already gone on that run down into turn 1. VJ Rayner in second. John Brown's trying to come up the inside. VJ didn't cover off that inside line, and you're going to get pushed out if you ain't careful there, sir, because there's a line of cars behind that. Mark Brown is up 2, Jack Johns is up 1, Arthur Ferdle is down still in 15th. He stayed where he is, but VJ's managing to hold on to second place with John Brown, Deck Cramer, Kieran Gannon, and Ryan. Oh, there's a runner. There's a sand digger out on the left-hand side. I think that was one of the SRL boys. Gone as well here, Dan. Currently, Garrity is trying to go up the inside of Gannon. These guys have resumed their battle from race 1.
Well, where do you go though if you're Jack Johnson? You see this up ahead of you, you see these crazy battles. Where do you go? Do you say, all right, I'll back out of this? But then when you back out of it, it's going to take you longer to try and get up to the front. However, he just needs to finish in front of his championship rivals, and I think he's just about able to fend those off once they come to him.
Well, Ronenberg is 2 places back. There's Eric Ronenberg in the pink. If Johns goes off, it's going to be his worst nightmare. It is. Gannon's gone off instead. Oh, Kieran Gannon running off in race 2. Johns is up a place into 6th. Where is Ronenberg? Ronenberg's on the right-hand side there as well. He's trying to come through currently over Mark Brown. Brown's gone on the defensive to try and stop Ronenberg. Ferdle is in the background. He's just trying to clear David Smith as well. It's a big ask for Ferdle, but it is Ronenberg and Johns once more in race 2 here. There's a big spinner into turn 1. I think that's poor old Jamie Dengle. It might even be Dudley, actually. Dudley has gone round here, unfortunately for him. Into turn 1, it looks like him and Johnson made contact, and they have gone around in turn 1. But Eric Ronenberg is climbing all over the back of Jack Johns here. Yeah, I don't know if Ferdle's going to get this, I've got to be honest, but it's going to be a tough one for him overall. And for Ronenberg, he's got to clear Johns without a shadow of a doubt.
He's going to try and do that right now. He's right behind him, and he needs this. Johns, with the 10 points gap that he has, needs Jack Johns to finish 5th or lower if he wants to have a shot at it, and then it'll still go to count back on wins, I think. So I think even if Jack Johns finishes 5th, he'll still win it on count back with the wins that he's had. However, Ronenberg needs to do everything he can.
Yeah, Wareham went off the side there. I thought you was calling it was Ronenberg off the side. No, it was Wareham. And Johns has got Garrity. Johns is trying to go around the outside of Fraser Garrity. Of course, if Garrity sends it in deep in Johns, he didn't. Oh, whoa, spinner there with John Brown. John Brown there as well. Johns has gone off. Johns is off. He's lost a place to Ronenberg. Ronenberg's going to gain 2 more here as well. Don't forget there is only a 10-point difference between Eric Ronenberg and Jack Johns. Fraser Garrity's going to run him around the outside. That's the thing with that. Ferdal's there as well. Oh. Arthur, go on, son. Have it. Full on the beans there as well. Down where and behind him. Mark Brown has got Fraser Garrity. He's just got up the inside of Ronenberg. Ronenberg's going to try and come and run him around the outside of the carousel. Nothing doing there for Ronenberg in the pink car, but he's got to try and open up gaps. 3 championship protagonists together here, Dan. Ronenberg, Johns and Fertile, and there's still a long line of cars in front of them.
Stakes are so high, and you must be so nervous if you're Ronenberg, Johnson, or Johns, excuse me, and Thurtle in that car. They're all 3 together, but you must be so nervous if you're one of those 3, fighting your way through all these crazy battles. Even I think it is Ronenberg going off the track with off his car. Has a chance now to try and re-overtake Brown with the slipstream. However, has got to go to the outside.
Yeah, Brown goes on a defence. Midway down that straight, he puts it on the left-hand side. He knows Ronenberg's not there. Ronenberg's going to try and run him round. He's got to be careful. If John joins... if John sneaks up behind Brown here, Ronenberg can get pushed out and lose 2 places. He's going to try and run him... Oh, I thought he was going to be ahead of him going into Wagon. He isn't. Mark Brown is the cork in the bottle for these 3 leaders. And why this is happening, everybody else up front is getting away, including VJ Rayner. Go on, VJ. He's away in 2nd place currently at the moment with McCain in front of him. Can the man from Northern Ireland hang on? Alan McCain of VJ Rayner has closed up and was 9 hundredths quicker than McCain in the last lap as well. The gap's back out to 1.1, but you see what's happening behind is now Garrity is the cork. Brown's behind him, Ronenberg, Johns and Thurtle, and it's a big ask now. But they've only got, to be fair though, Dan, Thurtle's only got about 4.5 second gap to the leader.
It is still a lot though. If you're behind all of these cars, you still have to get past Johns, the man himself, who's defending this championship now. How hard is he wanting to defend this? Because if he comes together with Thurtle, then it might allow Ronenberg to just run away with this. However, I think Thurtle is just going to send it and hope the best, because he has nothing to lose really. He can just send it and make sure that he at least makes the corner. And then I think Johns just have to give him room with the position that he's in at the moment.
I'm not going to say Dudley's whilst it. Yeah, Dudley's down the order. Dan Moulds has done the same. He's jumped to the pits as well. We'll have a look back at that in a minute. I'm not going to say from Fertle's point of view that, you know, a gentle nudge on the rear left of Jack Johns isn't going to help him. You know, I've seen it literally. It made me laugh. I was watching the BTCC.
He's going to go for it though. He's going to go for down the inside of Ronenberg, and Johns has got back past, and with that has pushed Ronenberg out to the outside even more. However, behind that, Thurtle wants to get past him. He's now being passed by Wareham too.
Yeah, Thurtle did lose the position to Wareham. Ronenberg lost that position to Johns. So Thurtle's further back than he really needs to be currently at the moment. He's got to try and get on the back of it as here as well. VJ's lost it. Oh, VJ. VJ has lost 2nd place, yeah, he's lost 2nd place. He's now all the way down in 10th. There's a big...
Garrity is off.
Yeah, Garrity is off. If he spun there, that would have been straight in front of Johns, and that wouldn't have been good for any of them. As you can see, the line of defence there as well. Johns is defending, Wareham's defending, and then further back you can see the cars there coming through in the background behind VJ. It's Kieran Gannon. Ronenberg's trying to follow Johns through over Garrity. He needs to clear him. He cannot wait. He cannot wait here, guys. He's literally got to try and follow Johns' every single move to be in with a remote chance of trying to get that victory in the championship. He's got to clear Garrity. Off track again. The tyres on the right-hand side of that gravel. Coming down through his chute, running into the hairpin now. The left-hander, Ronneberg's going to try and shoot it. He isn't. Garrity. Oh, I thought Garrity was going to go in deep there. That would have been disastrous.
It would have been, however, Johns just needs to stay where he is now, and no one else but him will be able to win that championship, since Ronneberg, who is closest to him, needs him to finish 5th or lower. Actually, even 6th, because, like I said a bit earlier on, if we go to count back, I think Jack Johns is still going to win it. Here is where VJ Rayner lost it. And he did that completely on his own.
Yeah, he hit the curb on the outside coming out of 3, and unfortunately for him, it was game over. But for BJ Rayner, he's going to try. Wareham's going to try and follow him through as well. From Fertel's point of view, I would follow him through. He's going to try and go out the inside of Wareham. Wareham's left the door open. Fertel thinks better of it. Ronneberg wants slightly in wide. Garrity's going to try and get through. Didn't get in this time. It's now released Ronneberg to try and get a hold of Johns once more. The cork in the bottle, Mark Brown, is up in front of them. You can see the gaps now coming down. It's still 4 seconds from McCain. McCain is running all on his own. His only battle was VJ, and unfortunately for VJ, he went off track. I do love your message style though. You just put VJ, you plonk, in YouTube chat. Fertel's going to make the inside move past Wareham. So
that's one way to say it.
Well, you know, don't mess around with your wording. Just, you know, basically say it as you see it, and that's what he's called him. So there we go. But there is Mark Brown, there is Crowther, and then 4.5 seconds down the road is McCain. Fertel's got to clear Garrity. If Garrity defends any sort of bit of this, it's going to hold him up here, but he's got to try and clear Garrity as soon as possible. And Crowther has now got Mark Brown closing up behind him. Mark Brown's coming in his half-second back as well. Ronneberg's trying to get onto the back of John. Sturtle's trying to clear Garrity down into turn 1. There's a long enough run. Can he make it through? And look at the inside now. Garrity still left the door open. He's going to be late on the brakes. He is. He's going to go for it. He's got to go for it. He's got to go. No.
Oh, no.
Garrity giving Fertel a nose job.
I think this, while, I mean, Thurtle had no, I mean, he was allowed to do that. He had no right of any room there, did Thurtle. He was not alongside enough, by any means, to kind of claim some space on the inside or the outside of the corner. And I think Garrity just did what he was allowed to do. However, defending again, this is just taking way too long for Arthur. And he's making it way more difficult for himself than it should have been.
Yeah, definitely there. Garrity is putting up a good old defence here over Arthur Fertel. Mark Brown is trying to defend from Johns. He's trying to get him and hold him there as well. He's not rolling over. He's not letting him through. Johns is cut off line. He defended from Ronneberg. Going into the paddock. Bend, and now that run down into turn 1. Is it going to be a slipstream all the way down? Is Ronneberg going to be able to get Johns down into turn 1? Can Johns get Brown? Brown goes on the defensive. He decides he wasn't going to. Now he opens up the door. Mark Johns is going to be through. Follow him. Follow him. Oh, Gary's going to try and run the inside line. Yeah, he's got to. He hasn't got a choice here, Dan. He's got to follow him through. Every move Johns makes, Garrity's got to make as well.
Is that move done though? Because Johns gave Brown some slip through on the inside. Ronneberg is gone. Ronneberg is gone. Keeps it pointing the right direction, but that is Ronneberg's championship chances absolutely down the drain. The only one able to maybe go at, well, Johns here would be Thurtle. However, he's been stuck behind Brown or Garrity for a long while now. Has got past Garrity, but Brown is the next one he needs to get past, and then he has a 1.8 second gap to the championship leader.
Yeah, well, Eric Ronneberg, job done. Are you going to hang on to second place? That's going to be the question. Well, who's at fault there? Who would you pick?
I couldn't really see it. I was inside. We were on board with Ronneberg when the initial contact happened. So I don't know if Rutherford just turned in like he wasn't there. We don't know. However, Turtle is going to go for it. He has the bit between his teeth now. 2 seconds is the gap in front of him. You can see Johns go for the move on Crowther too. I have a feeling with the position that Johns is in at the moment, James, that this could be all over because something would need to happen to Johns now. He's not going to drop back and he's not going to drop pace to drop outside of the top 7 for Turtle to really have a remote chance of getting this championship. However, Brown tried to carry it around the outside and that has now lost him some speed. That has allowed Garrity to go around the outside and maybe even Brown too.
Gary on the brakes! Oh! I just saw Furl rushing towards Fraser Garrity there. Mark Brown's all out of shape at the moment. Dan Wareham's trying to run him around the outside of the S's section. But there is Arthur Furl. He needs something, a miracle. He needs a miracle. Easy as that. Get praying, son. You never know. It might be real. Get praying. Dan Wareham. You know what I mean? Who knows? Let's be honest. There was a story written thousands of years ago. Who knows? It could be real. It's no different to me telling my daughter a fairy tale, to be honest, but there we go. Dan Wareham and Mark Brown battling away here as well. Let's get off that topic of contention in the chat. We don't want to go and start going into a religious conversation here on the JPB YouTube channel. Dan Wareham just about to try and go up the inside of Brown. Brown here, not going to make it easy. Barnsley's trying to get his nose involved in this one as well. And unfortunately, he's not going to be able to, is he? Barnes didn't get Wareham, and Wareham didn't get Brown, and Garrity decided he's going to take to the gravel. So unfortunately for him, it's going to be done and dusted. Barnes has got his nose tucked up right behind Wareham currently at the moment, going down into the hairpin, the left-hander, of course, here. Is this Turtle's chance gone, do we reckon?
Yeah. Well, let's be honest, James, it was long gone already before he actually, went in to overtake Garrity and Crowther, because the place that Johns is in, just Johns, has put himself in such a strong position that it's so difficult to see this go wrong for him. So I think it's just more Johns putting himself just where he needs to be, really, in order to not give anyone a chance and to just have it in his own hands, the championship. And he's got it firmly in his own hands, about 6-7 tenths back as Crowther. Turtle is about 1.1 back, and that he is gaining on Johns, but like you said, a miracle needs to happen because Johns needs to be outside the top 7.
It definitely does. The only thing that can save Garrity, save Fertile now, as if Johns has a little bit of a slip up. We just watched Dan Wareham go past Mark Brown. Barnsley's trying to run it as well. Ronenberg's on his way back through. He's not giving up just yet on that second place, which we think is going to be where he's going to end up here for Eric Ronenberg. I think it is going to be second, but let's see how he gets on as he comes out of wagon, drops down through the chute. The right-hander, the fast right-hander as well. Slight little lift, get back on the gas, onto the brakes, get it stopped. Good job there as well. And away he goes. Crowther's now got Turtle for company, and there is Johns in front of us as they go round through the S's on that right-hander. Can he really do this, do we think? Can Fertile really get there?
I don't know. One thing is for certain, he's got P2 in the championship at the moment, with Ronenberg down in 9th. If Ronenberg gains another position, it is Ronenberg back up into P2. So for Ronenberg, it's vital to try and get past Barnes, and he might get him on the run down to turn 183. 4 minutes, a little bit less to go, and this might be the move for Ronenberg to get back up to P2 in the championship.
Yeah,
going down the inside.
Yeah, Fertle's made it through. Ronenberg's trying to go up now. Oh, gets his nose taken off by Mark Brown. Ronenberg is in 8th currently at the moment. We think it's still enough for second, mind you. If Dan's maths is correct, of course.
Yeah, at the moment it is Ronenberg in P2. However, with Turtle now up on Crowther, didn't see that. That means that Turtle now, with the point system, has got back up into P2. So this is a straight fight between these two guys for P2. If Ronenberg can get past one more car, that'll mean that Turtle needs to overtake Johns, because the gap between these two is so tight that just one change of position could mean a change of position in the championship too. And that's just great to see. However, I don't think John's going to be able to, or Thurtle nor Ronenberg is going to be able to take that championship away from Johns. However, Ronenberg is giving it some here.
Yeah, he is. He's trying his hardest. Barnsley's tucked up right behind him as well. Ronenberg in the middle with Mark Brown, Fraser Garrity. Thurtle's up front with chasing down Johns, currently 7/10 back at the moment. 2.5 minutes remaining, which means it's going to be one and one more just, we think. Mark Brown's going on the attack over Fraser Garrity. Ronenberg's going to try and follow Brown through. I would as well. Brown gets a little bit out of shape. Oh, he's gone round. Ronenberg's off.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, this has got to be Ronenberg done. I'm sorry to say, but Ronenberg is going to be P3, I think, with this.
Oh, unfortunately for Ronenberg there, he was in the battle. He's finished third. Can something happen? I'm not saying Thurtle might make it happen. I'm saying, can it happen here? That's going to be the test.
One thing's for certain. I think if Thurtle does make it happen, I don't think a lot of people will be happy with the way he might have won that championship. However, I don't think it is even in. I don't think it has even crossed Thurtle's mind to kind of just see how, send it and see how the rear bumper of John feels down at the turn one maybe. But no, I don't think that has even crossed his mind with the way that Thurtle is. He will give it a fair old, a good old go, but I don't think that is the way for him. And for anyone really, let's be honest.
Well, I'm not going to lie, it's crossed my mind. I'm not even in the car. Just saying.
That might mean something else, James. You might be a dirty driver.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, a dirty driver. I've got to be a driver first, Dan. I can't really class myself as a driver at the moment. I haven't driven in ages. I mean, the last time I drove the car was I did a little bit of a test run in the Clio just to see what would happen. But it is here as well. Thurtle's going to try and get Johns. If John makes a mistake, it's all on him, I think. I think if he spins that car up, Jack Johns is trying. He's trying here around the carousel.
If I was Johns, I would just let Thurtle pass. There's no point in keeping him behind you. You've already got the position. Just drop back behind him. Stay there. Follow him through. And I don't get why he's taking the risk to try and stay ahead of him at the moment.
Is he risking it though, Dan, or is he just staying in that position?
Let's be honest. It has crossed your mind. And it might be crossing Thurtle's mind too.
Yeah, McCain is your winner here in race 2. Well done, Alan McCain. Johns and Thurtle straight run down. It is Johns. Just gets it here. And Johns is technically the champion, I would have thought, at this moment in time. What about Ronenberg? Whoa, up. Hey, up. Oh, there goes another one. Just for good health.
I can tell you one thing.
There's John Johnson
Thurtle
in the tree.
A great end of the season with a double win out at Hockenheim, a win in race number 1, so actually 3 wins in a row, and a 3rd place, has taken himself up into 2nd place in the championship. What an incredible end of the season for Arthur Thurtle. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Longo's come across the line as well. Alexander Longo there rounds up the feature race. And here we are once more. Here are the results of that feature. As you can see there, it is Alan McCain in 1st place. 4-second gap to Jack Johns. Arthur Thurtle in 3rd. Deck Craver 4th. Dan Wareham 5th. Fraser Garrity 6th. Chris Barnes 7th. Mark Brown 8th. Eric Ronenberg 9th. Kieran Gannon 10th. Jono Johnson down in 11th, Stuart Gibbons 12th, VJ Rayner 13th, Ryan Dudley 14th, David Smith 15th, Alexander Longo 16th, Jamie Dengle down in 17th, Alan Brown down in 18th place, unfortunately for him. Craig Waters 19th, didn't finish, John Brown didn't finish, Dan Mould definitely didn't finish, and Callum Milam didn't even start. VJ Rayner down in 13th. Oh, such a shame for him there as well. Now, let's wait anticipatingly for the results to go into the wonderful world of iRacing and see what he comes up with. If we are going to rely on Dan's maths, of course, which may or may not be correct. If anybody remembers Road Atlanta Road America, actually, when he tried to do a pit stop.
Don't go back to that.
When he tried
I've
to do
gotten it right multiple times after that.
I'm not going to lie, you did a pit stop strategy, it was completely wrong by about 12 and a half seconds. So, you know,
why am I seeing backwards driving at the moment?
Bro, we are.
I think I saw Dan Wareham drive backwards.
Yeah. No, it's Ronneberg. Ronneberg's going backwards there as well. Right, let's have a chat with race 2 winner, Alan. Oh, hello, Alan.
Hello. I didn't expect to be in so quick.
That's all right, mate. How, you know, not bad. Well, you won, really. Was you expecting that?
Sort of yes and sort of no.
Sort of yes and sort of no.
I thought the quicker guys would have caught me up.
Yeah, the problem is though, they had quicker guys in front of them, and they did struggle to get through. So, you know, it was a bit tough for them to be able to get through, to be able to get onto the back of you. So you saved yourself really by making that amazing start that you did in race 2.
Yeah, just they're all shouting, "Go for it! Just go for it! Never worry about it! Just go for it!" So I just went for it, and it all went from there.
Oh, it worked out, didn't it?
Yeah, happy enough. Kept it clean enough and safe enough, and brought it home in first place is the name of the game.
Absolutely. Why not? Absolutely stunning there as well. Are we going to see you on the grid for next season?
We are indeed, yes.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for joining me in the booth here, sir. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Big shout out to John and Dan for putting the league on, and yourself for the amazing broadcasting you're doing at the minute. It's cracker. No
worries, sir. Thank you so much for that. And we'll look forward to catching up with you soon as well. You're in the TCRs, aren't you? Huh?
I am indeed,
yeah.
yes.
So I'll see you next Friday.
I got my maiden win last week in the TCRs.
Oh, yes. So we will see you next Friday then.
Yeah, hopefully.
Have a good one, bud. I'll catch up with you soon.
Cheers.
Cheers. Right, I want to have a chat with this man before we go into the championship protagonist here. One, Mr. VJ Rayner. Good evening to you, sir. How are you?
I'm well, thanks, mate. How are you?
Well, I was all right until I saw this wonderful blue car spinning round completely on his own after hitting the curb on the exit of turn 3.
Yeah, I just clipped the back tyre again. But, you know, I kept it on all 4 wheels, which makes a change. I didn't hit anything. And I still got one of my highest finishes in the league ever. So, you know, I'm still counting it as a good day.
Mate, I reckon you could have been second place, you know. Them top guys got caught up in traffic.
I'm still moderately gutted, don't get me wrong, but, you know, silver linings and all that. Yeah,
well, Star 17 come out and basically in YouTube chat and he just put VJ you plonker.
yeah, you can't argue with him. He's spot on.
Well, yeah, he's spot on there as well. But you know, look, sir, your season's gone from strength to strength. Are we seeing you on the grid for next season?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I've thoroughly enjoyed this, and I really look forward to the next season of it.
Yeah, well, hopefully, sir, we will be able to pronounce you as a maiden victor. So come on, get practicing.
I'll do it, mate. I'll do it. I'll do it just for you.
Cheers, mate. That's all I want. You make my day, make my year if you do that. You know what I mean? There we go. VJ, anyone you want to shout out before we let you go, mate?
My wife, Star 17, and the SRL guys. I mean, what a brilliant league it's been. And yourselves. Thanks for doing such a great job in the commentary. It's been fantastic to watch back and listen to you guys.
Well, thank you so much for that one, mate. Well, it's been good to have you on track, VJ. I've got to be honest. I've enjoyed the last 2 broadcasts. Unfortunately, you did end up on your roof in Hockenheim. But, hey, look, at least you're on 4 wheels this time.
Yeah. It won't be the last time, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, well,
thanks very much.
No worries, mate. I'll catch up with you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Right, let's bring Arthur Ferdle in to the booth. The man who gave it as many beans as he did, cleared as much as he could, did all that he could, and we think if we're relying on Dan's mathematics, which I tell you what is a big if, I tell you I wouldn't want him on my stats program to get me up to speed there as well, but we think you finished second in the championship, young sir.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was second. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing how close it was in the end. But yeah, no, I'm sure I'll finish second. I think I've probably scored enough points to jump Eric into second because before tonight he was in front of me as well. But yeah, no, it's good. Congratulations to Jack on winning the season. He drove really well all season. He's just been so consistent. I think if you look at the results, I think he's had the most podiums out of everyone.
Yeah. But do you know the thing is with that? His average start position is 12, sorry, and his average finish is 4th.
Yeah, he's very good on the brakes. He's very good at overtaking his Jack.
Yeah.
You know, if he's behind me, he terrifies me because I know it's coming, but I just don't know when.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you beat Eric by 5 points. So you had 227, right. He had 222.
Unfortunately, because I missed the first round, so my drop round was that one. All the other rounds have had to count for me, and I had the last round or the round before at Nürburgring. There was the incident with Daniel where he just didn't know I was alongside him coming out of turn 1 and wiped me out right down to the 19th or something. I think it was that I finished, or 20th. So there's been a few moments that could have been different either way for me or Jack. Jack's had quite a few incidents himself as well. So if they hadn't happened, he could have been further ahead.
But it was a good run. You gave it everything.
It was very good. I did. The car's great fun. It's always great fun racing in SRL. It's been nice having Jack in here as well to racing with us. And looking forward to the next season. Yeah. If there is another season of the GR.
There is in 2 weeks' time.
Is there?
Yeah, there is.
Cool. They haven't hung about. I haven't seen that yet.
No, the first race will be Lime Rock in 2 weeks' time, and that will be the free-to-enter fun race.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
Little heads up for you there. So
yeah,
there we go.
I can go practice get me 1,000 laps in.
Yeah, go for your life. Don't forget though, you got a GT4 coming up, mate. You got to get on that and all.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm very excited about that.
It should be a good one, mate. Well, thank you so much, bud. It's been epic this season watching you. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
The organisers, John and got so many names that start with J in this community. John and Dan, the organisers, they do a great job. And yourself and all the people that you've been bringing in to commentate with you. It's just been great. It's been a thoroughly enjoyable season, and thank you to everyone that's raced in it as well.
Yeah, poor old John and Dan didn't finish race 2, actually, unfortunately for them. But we won't say that too loud because they are the organisers, Arthur. But thanks so much, mate. It's been a pleasure, and I'll catch up with you soon, no doubt.
Thank you. See you soon.
Take care, mate.
Bye.
Bye. Now, let's bring the man in who has taken the GR86 championship here. Season 1 on 245 points. Average start place 12th. Average finish place 4th. Jack Johns, welcome in.
To be honest, I didn't. To be honest, James, I actually didn't know if I'd done it or not. But then I was speaking to Arthur and he said that I had. So, and I like that stat. I didn't know that either. I heard you in the interview room. 12th and 4th is nice. That was a tough one, you know. The Summit Point was tough. The car's a little bit of a sweaty race car. You just got, because that traction control, ABS and all that, everyone's got to worry about that, as well as the tracks and the race. It's so tight. The field is so tight. What was qualifying separated by? It was like half a second between a lot of cars in practice. I know that much. It's been fun. Loved it.
You have loved it, haven't you? I know. I can hear it in your voice, mate. You absolutely loved it here as well. You know, it's been a stunning season. You know, perception of race 1, Jack. Right? You had the incident. How did you look at it?
My perception of race 1, like, honestly, if you want like the mindset and behind the eyes, I felt, and this isn't the case, but in my head at the time, I felt bullied in race 1, to be honest, because like I tried. I heard, and this is how much I overthink. Right, I'm a bit of an overthinker. I heard Dan Mold say, "I didn't realize you were that far in the championship before the race started," and every time he ran me off around the outside of turn 1, I was like, "This guy's trying to. He doesn't want me to win this championship. He's just trying to do everything he can to like." Because I felt like I had enough space, but I know Dan's not like that. That was just me overthinking. And then obviously the Dudley incident was the same. Turn 1, I was around the outside. I just need to stop going around the outside of turn 1 because I've got to trust them too much. Dudley, I don't know. I think he bounced off the curb, and his rear touched mine. Which, I mean, these things happen. I thought I could climb back up. There was 2 cars right in front of me at the end. Couldn't quite pass them. I think if I had another lap, maybe. But it gave me a better starting position in race 2. But even that wasn't easy. I think like as soon as I touched the wheel on the grass at turn 1 again, avoiding someone who'd spun.
Yeah.
And then Eric and someone else went through, and I thought, damn, I did not. Eric was the one car I didn't want to pass, and Arthur. If any of those came through, I thought this is going to be tough now. And then luckily, I just got that was tight through the hairpin, turn 5 or whatever it is. Just got past Eric, and then I thought, okay, I can hold this now. Alan was gone though, so congrats to Alan for the win as well. He was 5 seconds was too much to catch with his pace.
Well, if it's any consolation, to be honest with you, Jap, we did a little bit of maths before we started. You only had to finish 7th place. Your lowest could have been 7th. So, in hindsight, you didn't really have to push that hard to keep hold of 7th place, to be fair.
I wish I had known that before I did the race.
Well, if you come in during the interview, during the warm-up, Jack, we would have told you. But, you only needed 7th, mate. That was it.
Oh, do you know what? I had the stream open. I think I just joined part of that conversation. Is that what Arthur was saying about I'm going to push?
Yeah.
Was you talking about me just setting up a set? Right, okay. I should have joined a bit earlier, then I maybe
yeah.
maybe would have heard it.
Because he needed the win, and Eric and Arthur needed to finish in front of you, but you only needed to get as far as 7th. Any lower than 7th, it would have been really, really, really close, but you literally, 7th was your minimum position.
To be honest, with the pace they've shown all season, I can't take that risk.
No.
Like finishing 7th, yes, but who knows where Arthur or Eric would have finished. They're both fast enough to finish P1. So
yep.
I just know I needed to keep my car in front of them because I feel like defending is a speciality. So that's what I try and do.
Yeah, mate. I think at the end of the day, you've done an absolutely exceptional job. Taking it away there as well for the win. Are we going to see the wonderful Jack Johns next season, though? That's going to be the question.
I mean, it might end up being another last minute decision. Oh, look, we're going to see me go off here.
Round turn 1.
I'm not going to say no. It was a very last minute decision to enter this one because of the time difference, but yeah, I'm going to keep an eye out. I think I might enter more leagues because the officials are going downhill very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I was tempted to join. You've got one running at the moment, right?
I've got we're doing Clios. We've only got 2 spaces left in that, and then we're doing GT4s.
Oh, I don't know. What times are these during the week?
Yeah, Monday and Wednesday, 8 p.m.
Oh, I need a Friday or a Saturday.
What
do you do on Fridays?
I don't. I sit in the booth commentating on you. I'm watching you try and survive.
If SRL or yourself run anything on a like this, I'm happy to join. I enjoy racing, especially if Arthur's going to show up because he pushes me. Eric was, I've seen Eric occasionally in sim labs. It's been nice to race him more often. Daniel Wareham as well, I see in sim labs. So it's been nice to race him on track. Dan Mold is always a feisty one. He will never settle. I was hoping in race 1 he was going to help me try and catch the top 3, but we decided to fight instead. And it's great to race him. All of them, everyone that's in this league, really enjoyed it. Thank you for hosting the broadcast. Thank you, John, and everyone that's organised it and everyone that's raced. It's been a good experience.
Well, there's one question I don't ask, do I? He's just answered it already, so I don't even have to answer it. Yeah, but Jack, been a pleasure, mate, and hopefully we might see you next season then, bud.
No worries. I'll play myself out with this. Thanks, Jake.
No worries, mate. Take care. Oh, dearie me. You brought soundboards into Discord, Dan. Well, there we go.
I don't know. It does make the interviews a lot more funnier, though.
Yeah, I know.
Or a lot more. It does make interviews funnier. There we go.
Yeah.
I haven't been talking for so long because the interviews were so long.
I know, both Jack and Arthur. Yeah, absolutely. So sum it up for us this season, and Dan, we're going to be back for 2 weeks' time, but sum it up.
Well, it's been an incredible season, and I think a deserving champion in Jack Johns. For sure, he's been challenged a lot, especially by Arthur Thurtle in the latter stages of this season, at a great end to the season. And if he starts his new season like he ended this season, we might well see Arthur on the top step for the championship next season. Great fighting to every race we went to, and I'm looking forward to the next season.
Yeah, 2 weeks' time, guys, is Lime Rock. You can get yourselves involved. Links down in the description. Don't forget, if you are watching on the SRL, subscribe, turn on the bells, and give the video a thumbs up. And if you are watching it on the JPB YouTube channel, again, the same scenario. Thanks, everyone, for the ace coverage. Hats off to the commentators, as always. Racers, thank you for giving us the entertainment, says Star 17. Well, thank you so much there. Jamie Dengle was popped in chat. I was off my game tonight. Yeah, not ideal. But onwards and upwards, sir. Look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time when we start the fun race at Lime Rock. Get yourselves involved. But for now, from myself and Daan Pepels, for the final time in Season 1, you all take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.